put it up, and they're going to need him. Essegian. Saved by Hoiberg. Inside, Essegian with a
Tuesday.
8th block of the tournament for Chom. Ivy Curry, ill-advised pass. Huskers the other way. 3 turnovers for UCF. Hoiberg to Essegian. Catch and shoot, count it. Another incredible story. Nils Mahovsky didn't get a chance to play a lot during the season. But in the postseason, he entered the transfer portal. Coach Dawkins giving him an opportunity to for Nebraska. 49-37, 15-footer. Ivy Curry, no. Bryce Williams pulls it down. Streaking ahead. Essegian in the corner, guarded by Mahovsky. Top of the arc. Morgan takes his time. Gary, guarded by Coleman. 10 to shoot. Essegian, free, and good.
Right there, buddy.
He's got a game high 20. 52-46. Heating up here. Remember, folks, they're playing for $300,000. Essegian draws a double. Gary. Hoiberg with the offensive rebound. Essegian. Again.
And Johnson not able to get around and turn the corner. It's not only hampered him individually, but somewhat the offense as well.
Essegian again the bench today. 6-point game.
Think about it, guys. You have 5 players for UCF in double figures in their last game against Boise State. Only 2 right now.
Hoiberg picks it up at the free throw line. Essegian, the runner. 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this $100,000 money game. The winner to secure a bag for $100,000, and they'll be able to play for $300 tomorrow. Inside, Essegian. Ball player, folks.
Both he and Bryce make it look easy. They don't force it. And you want them to be more aggressive, both of them. But when they got it going, teammates do a really good job of isolating them and putting them in position to score.
Boise in a zone. Essegian. Oh, he hit that from Lincoln. Inside Matt. Whoa. Eunice the other way. Essegian downtown. Time out. Virginia and Merle.
Well, he resonates too, though, because he's an East Coast guy. You know?
Essegian got the step, the glass and in. Not going down for Curtis Williams in this tournament. But he has been effective, Curtis Williams, when he slashes to the basket and doesn't settle for jumpers.
You said it, Gus, settle. You know? Put the defense on alert that you're going to drive at him.
Jacobson, 8 to shoot. Essegian pull up off the bounce. Good.
Good spot and an open 2. That ball moves. Multiple dribble drives. You get Nebraska in rotation. Nice job by Trevor Best to drive in a closeout. Jacobson finds Essegian for 3. That's got a few shots here. But who's it setting the table again? It's Cale Jacobson. That shot off on the drive from Mason. Bounce ahead to Essegian. He'll run it all the way to the rim. Nebraska within 1. 3-point game in Las Vegas. Huskers have made 8 of their last 10, and it ends up fortuitously in the hands of Essegian with a corner 3. There, good defense by Sam Hoiberg, but you can get something better than that. If you're taking that shot clock horn should be going off. Last time Nebraska led was 26-24. Looking for the lead here on this trip. And to shoot, back to Essegian. Steps in for the mid-range jumper, and Nebraska's in front. Gary working against Jihad. Ball not free. Hoiberg comes back to get it. Shot clock's at 4. It didn't reset. Essegian takes it to the rim for 2. 34-16 run for Nebraska to turn this around in the second half. I think Arizona State, this can't be token pressure. They've got to try to heat the ball up and force some turnovers.
Here's Essegian, though, gets past his man.
They wanted to get the foul. He'll take the 2. Miller inside, missing from point blank range is Jihad. Had to have that one. Boy Burson. No idea. And there's Essegian. Wow, spin at the rim.
On the road at Penn State, and that was a sweet move inside. Gary kept that alive into Ulis, back to Essegian. Little pull up. Oh, and he's got a chance for one more. With the floater. We've seen what a good jump shooter he is, but how creative he is as well. Essegian pull up. Creativity from the junior. Norton flirting with a double-double, 17 points, 9 assists. Essegian has been off tonight. Gary keeps the possession alive, gets it to him again, and that time he drills it. Williams wants to get that shot back to Morgan. Rooster with a good look. Nowhere near it. Morgan. Essegian just hit one. He's got another. Great decision by Morgan. 17 out of 22 free throws. 7 more than the Huskers. Now this is interesting. Ohio State going zone. Essegian's hit 3 of those in the second half.
Nebraska back to work. After the second Gopher turnover. Here's Essegian popping for 3. A 7-0 Gopher run.
Nice job by Rigsby. That was the right pass, but in a difficult place. Had to kind of go down a little bit before he was able to get it into shooting position.
Morgan looking for somewhere to go with it. Williams drawing a lot of attention every time he touches the basketball. Essegian, the pull-up is short, but it bounces over the side of the rim and in. Clock for Nebraska as Williams will inbound. It's Essegian. And that'll drop. The 3 for Connor. 8 to shoot. Patterson deep 3. Gophers with a 5-point lead. Here's Essegian. Pops open. Huskers are right back with it. Go. Good back tap by Golden. Kaysen will launch. And Michigan really left wanting from 3. 0 for 7 tonight. Struggled to shoot it the last 6 games. Essegian and somebody other.
Turnover advantage, that has been completely flipped here today.
Oh, the rip away by Griffiths. Clean swipe. Let's see if Nebraska can get back in this game and chip away before halftime. Right now trailing by 20. They were down 20 early in the second at Northwestern on Saturday. Essegian with the 3, and that's good. And that's where you really miss Berka Buchtengel. He's missing his 3rd straight game here tonight with the sprained ankle. Nearly stole it off the pressure. Juwan Gary dribble handoff. Griffiths get more minutes here with the foul trouble, and Essegian hits his second 3. Get out of his way.
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't something called.
McKern off the bench here tonight with 6. And Williams a little hesitant really all night. Early foul trouble. Gives it up to Essegian, and he goes right to the rim to beat the shot clock. Only 4 to shoot. It's Hicks. Too strong. Williams sizing up his man Hicks. Essegian. Oh, just a nice smooth stroke.
It's no secret. He's a 40% three-point shooter on the year.
He's matched his season best with 5 threes. Essegian ducks and scores. 10 points per game and 39% from 3. Done off the mark, and there's Essegian on the weak side.
And Essegian with that shot fake, because he can beat you from deep as well, to show that versatility.
Bryce Williams He's got a great basketball IQ, son of a great player. Henry Williams in Charlotte take him and bring him off the bench here tonight, largely because of his lack of an outside shot and the way Washington basically sacked off him the other day here at Bryce Jordan Center. Essegian with that bucket now.
Here you see this ties a season high for Ty Berry that he set against Oregon the other day. It's actually the third time that he has scored 23 and needs one more three-pointer to equal his career high. He and Martinelli have 38 of the 50 for Northwestern. And now a near turnover. Hoiberg able to come up with it for the Huskers. Hoiberg on the drive. Three ball on the way. Essegian rattles it home. Essegian. Nice move by Connor Essegian. Slide. Oh, the freshman, Angelo Cherubino. Essegian answers with a three.
Bit more aggressive and selfish. There's a time to be selfish when it's good. That was an outstanding example of that. Shot clock winding down, going nowhere, and you show the ability to hit it off the run.
He's got to be a first-team All-Big Ten guy.
I would think so. He would get my vote.
Essegian, deep three, rattles around and home. To Gary the first time. They get it to Gary this time for three against that zone, and Morgan with a rebound for the Huskers.
Ooh, that's a dangerous pass. I thought.
And Essegian with two.
9-0 Dogs run.
Coach Frankley's got to be feeling good. For Coach Hoiberg, they prided themselves on defense, and they have not done a good job.
7 for 15 their previous two games. They were 9 for 43, and tonight they've been perfect.
7 for 7, 5 different guys making threes. You talk about a start of a game. 10 for 12 from the field, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 7 assists, 1 turnover. They've just done it. You can't script it any better than this.
Essegian, he knocks down a trip.
Talented young man that's played pretty well as of late, and he's given them nice offensive explosion tonight.
He's put the Dogs in front by 1. There's a quick release. Essegian, what he 2-point Nebraska lead. Open underneath. Essegian
on that side going left. He scored. I think that's his first basket of the second half.
I was going to say that's exactly right. Quick release. Essegian. Wow.
Kachonas hoists the three. Rebounded by Williams for Nebraska. So far, so good for Nebraska on the defensive end. Essegian in transition. They didn't find him, and that's what he could. Ball program. It was a startling week in Husker athletics.
Talk about a smooth transition, though.
Right.
14 minutes.
Here's Essegian open again for three. They're losing first on Yakachonas, but the second on this trip down for Illinois. Here's Essegian. Baseline floater drops at Nebraska, but it's astronomical. I mean, 8 turnovers and 6 field goals in the second half. But when you're turning it over almost 50% of your possessions, it's hard to get field goals up, and Essegian got the kind bounce. He's got,
And my goodness. Brad Underwood said he hits tough shots. At 14 points on the road at Michigan State. Looked as comfortable as can be.
What a find. Ulis on the bounce, too.
Is that much more dangerous.
Blackwell with the spin. The dish to McGee. He'll try from 3. Rebound batted out, and it's Wooster who scoops it up for the Huskers. Essegian, the trailer for 3. And the first for Connor.
Get multiple Badger defenders coming over and shutting it off. Really good rotation.
Essegian in the corner. The fadeaway 3 drops for Connor.
Vlad Golden has been, I knew he was good, Kevin. I didn't expect him to be as dominant as he's been this season. Just in terms of his physicality and his presence, and he and Danny Wolf, 2-man action, those 2 7-footers, that's pretty special.
Vlad Golden second in the conference in scoring in the month of January. Only Ace Bailey has been better. John Blackwell, by the way, as we've watched here today, 3rd in the league in January scoring as Essegian gets 2 at the Thomas. Penetrates, walled off, finds Yates, 4-3. And the rebound tipped around and out to Morgan. Bodies everywhere. Wooster on the move to the other end of the floor.
The three for Essegian. Huskers back on the board. Playing well, leads this team in rebounding, tied for the team lead in assists, averaging 11 per game.
And a nice job of playing under control. Didn't take that extra dribble and potentially into trouble.
Essegian will try again. He'll hit again.
Now keep an eye on Essegian. He's knocked down a couple threes. If he hits that three-point line with how much they're overplaying him, he may get a back door.
Here's Essegian. He'll try another three, and he'll hit it. Gel on the drive, eloping into the paint, out to Wooster for three. That won't go. Rebound to Essegian. He'll take it back up after window for two. Essegian will inbound. Here's Williams to work for Nebraska.
Good job by Thomas of moving his feet there.
12 to shoot. Now 10 on the shot clock. Williams against Thomas. Bumped. Pocket picked. Loose to Essegian. 4 to shoot. Essegian on the drive to the rim for 2 and a timeout Nebraska.
Stretch earlier. Jawan Gary got the defensive play.
Kapari's got to go up stronger than that. You know, he's a guy that's an athlete, and just kind of his base got really narrow there, and not a strong take off that dribble drive from Gillespie.
He is all over Connor Essegian.
He's
on the other side.
Guard him over there.
Essegian got loose for the deep triple, and Nebraska. They lost Deshaun Harris-Smith cutting baseline. Well, you can feel it, though, the energy from Nebraska. I mean, when Buchtengel hit that shot, he let out a massive scream.
He's a talented guy. You know, you look at some of his abilities and you think he can give you more, and that guy can give you more.
That's Grant again. Bailey and Grant combining for the last 4.
It's a great play from Ace Bailey. So under control, not forcing a tough jump shot, instead making a play for his teammate.
Here's Essegian, first shot of the night, and that 3 will fall.
7-1 was coming to send that to the first row.
Wooster will back it out. Essegian back on the floor. See if he can get it going. He'll try from deep, and he'll hit from deep. That's 17 of the 64 points.
I think it's so important to keep Bailey and Harper fresh so they don't settle for bad shots because they're tired late.
Williams will jump it over to Essegian. He'll try the 3, and he'll hit. Somerville returns for Rutgers.
Essegian, I like his activity right now. You got to stay attached to him.
There he is in the corner. That 3 falls.
Alley-oop. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
A reverse from Heine.
Oh, my goodness.
And then Essegian right to the rim.
When they jump you like this and they're hitting threes like this, it'll be a long afternoon for anyone.
C.J. Cox is human. He finally missed after 8 makes to start the game. And there is Essegian, the Indiana kid who grew up 2 hours from here in Fort Wayne. Will have a chance.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So the 2 free throws, but Purdue still up 25 as we approach the midway point of the second half. Bulis, the Iowa transfer. 2 in the corner there, but Essegian takes it and makes it. Everybody. It's not one guy, it's everybody in the Purdue lineup.
17 made threes. And you're not going to overcome that normally as a team, but you want to have a little bit better showing than what Nebraska's doing right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy's playing for surprise.
And chance opportunities. I mean, everything they've tried, they've gotten away with and been able to accomplish.
You know, if their defense keeps playing like this and they don't turn the ball over as much, which they've been better at as of late, it's not like last year where they dominated the
risk when you leave guys on the floor when the game is out of hand like this.
Here is Bryce Williams. Essegian. He is a great shooter. There's no question about it.
Trying to cheat that dribble handoff, and Josh Dix is just stepping right back and drilling it from the top of the key.
Iowa back up by 6. Nebraska has made its last 3 shots. Gary lost control. Mia cleans it up. Essegian, their top three-point shooter.
Glass half full for Iowa, Robbie. Those 5 points have come in the second half.
Yeah.
Freeman also has 5 points in this second half.
And I think glass half full for Iowa as well. For as poorly as they have played for much of this game, they're only down 10. Well, make it 13.
2. How that ball got through. That was an amazing pass and a great cut from Tizeno. As Nebraska's going to load to the ball, when that ball's on the baseline, there's going to be a lot of Huskers coming to trap it, so you got to move. Essegian's first look at 3 is a good one. Times this year, A&M runs the same style, and as does Ole Miss, which can help you because it's a different sort of style to go against. There's Essegian on the run. Southern gets gathered quickly, but Essegian says, I have unlimited range. From three-point land tonight, they came in shooting just 31% from 3. There's Hoiberg. Gel in the corner. Back out it goes to Hoiberg with 9 to shoot. There's Essegian. Gets clear again for 3, and he hits once more. 3. Yeah, he's not just a guy that can handle the ball. He's got legitimate vision and feel distributing the ball and running an offense. Essegian, the trailer for 3, and he splashes his 4th of the night. Dupron for 3, and that's good. The seal lifted, and Dupron's hit both Southern threes in the second half. In this second half, it's tied 14-14. Essegian breaks the tie with his 5th. He is again. Dupron again. Got a look. A little strong. Chased down his rebound, but it's tipped to the Huskers. Essegian in transition. That 3 will fall, and Essegian with 20.
Big post up underneath. Help side defense wasn't able to rotate over the same way that you've seen from Nebraska.
Connor Essegian, 3. Gets it back to Wooster, finds a path to the basket. Braxton Mia rips it down in the kick out. Connor Essegian, 3.
Best time always to shoot. And comes right back on the next possession, and on the catch did not hesitate one bit.
Connor Essegian skips to the bucket.
Shoulder.
He's got great flow going also. Launching a 3. Jacoby Wood, and the rebound, Andrew Morgan for the Huskers. It is all Nebraska here the first 10 minutes of this one. And a 3. Connor Milton, and gets the 4-point play, and it's gone from 18 down to 11, and Milton has 7 of Murray State's 11.
Extend out the press this time, and really the pressure is just try to make you shorten up the shot clock there. Nothing about that press is looking to turn over, and what I mean is shorten that shot clock, so now you've got to execute at a little bit faster clip than maybe you want to.
Launching a 3, and that goes for Connor Essegian.
In your ear.
Berke Buktungel, and the rebound. Braxton Mia tips it free, and the 7-1 Mia gives another possession to Nebraska, and Essegian drains another.
What we're seeing here in the second half is what I really thought we were going to see out of Murray State all game. I thought they were going to be aggressive, get to the foul line, hit some threes. That didn't happen, but I like what I'm seeing coming out of the break.
Connor Essegian, his 4th. Words breaking it down. And Jane Daniels, the 5 touchdowns against the Eagles. Post-game coverage of the Bucks and the Cowboys, and how about the moment between Tiger and Charlie Woods today?
Fantastic.
Must-see highlight on SportsCenter with Nicole Briscoe and Michael Leaves on ESPN and the app coming up in about 30 seconds from now. Connor Essegian is a must.
Who started his career at Iowa, transferred to Nebraska, but had a legal issue stemming from his days at Iowa City. So he sat and practiced all of last year, and now he's out there as the backup point guard.
Brings NCAA experience to this team. Does a little bit of everything.
And 3 NCAA tournaments at Iowa. Here he is with the ball now. Essegian, the sharpshooter, Connor Essegian.
Play to give it to Ballo to force his guy to trail, and that's what created that open lane for Ballo to go down uncontested. Beautiful offense there by Indiana.
Deep 3, and that drops down.
I thought it looked good as your vision and taking that shot.
Good feed over the top. Good block, though. Morgan doing it on both ends. who spent the last 3 years at North Dakota State. And a good find for Fred Hoiberg. Essegian stopping, spinning, yes!
Always defensively, you have to know, yes, there's a threat there in the middle of the floor, but you cannot leave Luke Goode. He's too good of a shooter. That's a defensive breakdown for the Cornhuskers.
Indiana this year has not shot many threes, but tonight they put up 28 of them. That's their 8th make. Essegian, yes, falling to his seat.
You know that rivalry. How much does that juice you up at the beginning of the season, this early on?
Absolutely. It's huge. There's no love lost between the two fan bases, that's for sure.
Nice cut. Essegian on the finish there. In this Nebraska uniform, loves the offensive system. There's a three. Litteris is looking for a second, and now Nebraska can run. Williams in the open court. Essegian the trailer. He knocks down the tray. For Liam Murphy, who shoots a legitimate 53% from deep right now.
And that's the thing, Jason. It's not just one guy that's a good shooter. They have 4 different guys that have made double-digit threes already this season, so it's a lot of different shooters.
The off-ball,
the three, an 11-point deficit, you don't have to panic.
North Florida team with 8 new players, 4 of those are part of a really good freshman class. Williams just snaking into the lane for an easy bucket.
In the open floor, especially when Ulis is in the game.
Ulis again, deflection, ball finds his hands. Seemingly been happening throughout the course of the entire first half. Now Essegian, there it is. That's what you wanted to see. Both of these teams with 5 wins on the season early on. Another long board. Essegian did well to climb in there for the board. 3rd straight game in double figures for Essegian. Extra pass to him. He loves that spot. You see why.
Took Smith down and drew a foul.
Essegian off a screen. Gotta love to see that if you're a Nebraska fan.
Drops it down.
And Essegian worked a lot on getting into the lane, which of course you got to respect the 3-point shot, but the getting into the lane part led to the pass there.
Well, that's what Tominaga would do.
Maybe another 3. It's his 5th of the game. 5 of 22 from deep in that first half. 7 of 25 now. Nice drive from Mooster. Kick out Essegian. Another 3.
Wow. On the floor for the first time for Nebraska. And here's that pressure again. Gel will bring it up against Jake Brack, the Omaha native, back at his home state. Here's Essegian. Back to Essegian, looking for a 3, and he finds it. That was a nice little in the lane, floats it up.
Nicely done to flip the side of the floor and get the defense of Nebraska moving.
Huskers have missed their last 7 field goal attempts. They'll try to break that streak, and they will with an Essegian. 22-14 Nebraska. Here's Essegian again. The 3, good, and the foul. That's much smaller Essegian for 2.
That's the way. I mean, everyone at home may be saying, why wasn't that over the back? Well, you could be behind the guy and still get an offensive rebound without fouling, and Finn's able to take advantage of the size there.
Here's Essegian. Same spot, same result. He is ready.
Opportunity for someone to come from the weak side and draw a charge.
Bruns will try the 3. That won't go. Rebound tip to Wooster. A little bit of traffic to clear for the veteran point guard. He'll do it anyway. Try to lob it inside to Mia. Mia swatting players away like flies. Essegian for 3. That was not corner. Good ball movement to find that 3.
Good ball movement, excellent spacing, allowing Paul Bruns to kind of set up shop in that left corner.
46-31 lead for the Huskers, who've hit 6 straight. Williams on the bench, rubbing his shoulder. Gary on the bench after getting poked in the eye. Essegian trying to take over and count the bucket.
Not walking through that door for the Delta Devils.
No, not then and not now. Shot off from Eberwine, and the Huskers will start it up. Beautiful find and finish.
Yeah, not just one.
But 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. And all of a sudden, kind of quietly, it's a 13-point game. Nebraska once led by 23 in the second half just 5 minutes ago. Williams. Jacobson with 10 to shoot. Here's Morgan against Fens. Morgan going to work inside. Drops it off to a cutting Essegian for two.
A really good job of utilizing his momentum to get a straight line to the rim off that little curl. Well done.
Eulis spinning around into the corner. Open man is Essegian for three. And Connor Essegian.
Well-placed pass.
Forte taken away. Wooster on the push. I think both teams will find good things to take out of this game tonight, Sean. Nebraska obviously will be happier because they're going to get their 5th win.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Nebraska, obviously you're going to monitor the health of the 2 guys that went out. But they didn't, for long periods of time, they didn't allow themselves to play at the pace what South Dakota was trying to set for them.
Connor Essegian with Frederick King on the floor for the first time. Here's Isaacs around the King screen. Got a great look at the rebound for Hoiberg. Excellent screen from King. Sam Hoiberg. Huskers will set up. Here's Essegian again with Miller trailing, and he uses the cross off the fake. The curl left it for Wessels and stripped.
One more pass to Essegian. There you go.
Ball. Now he gets it from Hoiberg. Essegian. No. Mead. Rebound brought it low. It was pulled free. Nebraska got it back.
Jones inside to Tweedy. Knocked away. Nebraska basketball. Juwan Gary again. Making things difficult on the defensive end. Williams inside to Butengel. Kick over to Essegian for 3. That's good.
So you're going to play the 5 in Coach Hoiberg's offense here.
Essegian 3 on the way. Knocks down another one. With 9 points, 7 rebounds, and he's got to head to the bench in some foul trouble. Essegian all the way to the rim. Lay-in. Essegian to the rim. Gets the lay-in.
So everything's built with a little bit more space, so that allows the players' benches to be a little deeper and the fans on the other side to be a little deeper away from the court. And I think the players sometimes lose a feel for how much space they do have there and end up stepping on that sideline quite a bit.
Essegian deep 3 drains it. Cramp.
Probably stretching. Like I said, when I watched him walk off, he went right over the trainer like he was going to get stretched, which is always a good sign versus going back to the locker room.
Ulison to run the point for Nebraska. Essegian for 3. That's good. Skip pass. 3 on the way. Wooster tracks down the rebound. Wooster pulls it out. Back out to Essegian. That's good. Wooster to Essegian. Essegian to the rim. 11-point lead.